nobody with no tattoos decides to get a bodysuit. Because if you decide to get a bodysuit, it's because you love tattooing, and if you love tattooing, you had tattoos in the past, you know. Is like an unicorn to find someone with no tattoos who say full,
Yes.
you know.
Here we are with another episode of our podcast, today with Prada. Now let's talk.
My name is Prada. Is my real last name. Not many people know that. I have been tattooing since 2007. The beginning I was doing many type of styles, like commercial styles, everything, walk-ins, and I had a pretty traditional apprenticeship. Then later I focused a bit more in the technical part of tattooing, doing geometry and trying to learn a lot about machines, about making my tattoos look very technical and clean. I struggled a bit with drawing. I am not very creative in that part, so I focus myself more in the technical aspect of tattooing. As I said, playing with machines and trying to make my tattoos durable and as clean as possible. After that, when the iPad Pro released, many people started doing geometrical works, and it became kind of a mainstream style. So I tried to develop a little bit, making my compositions a bit more simple, minimal, trying to archive the most impact, having less information just to make the composition a bit more powerful, and also to be able to make a project faster. Now many people travel to me to get tattooed, and I used to do 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row, and it's very interesting for me to be able to finish an entire project quick. That also made me focus a lot in pain or how to go with the client through the session the best way possible. And after working a lot with geometrical, doing a lot of geometry, I started simplifying my compositions and adding black parts for cover-ups, but also for making my patterns a bit more powerful, surrounded by black. And over time it became more and more simple, and now my idea or my concept is to play with the entire body with simple shapes, just to play with the anatomy and enhance the body shape instead of just putting patterns or drawings in some parts, just having the body as a canvas for an entire composition, if that makes sense.
Do you think that Blackout scene, when you started, was so close to just a few people, and now is like more open to the world, like
sure.
geometrical stuff?
And there is a reason why, in my opinion. When I started doing blacks, the only pictures you could see in social media were just dirty, raw, punk pictures, like just a man standing with a black arm. But that was not like very how to say, that was not like an advice, like something very nice. Like now the presentation of black in social media, there are thousands of models or cute people or professional photos or of people with blackouts, and that make the style a bit more accepted between the general public. No, it's not the same to see an dirty iPad photo of someone. To many artists are using also professional photos that they take from the customers' profiles, and that make the thing bigger, of course, and more accepted. And then when some let's say celebrities or famous people like Kat Von D or people like that get some black, then this thing gets even bigger.
And do you think that this kind of situation, like in the past when the geometrical stuff was just for a few people and then was more commercial, now the next step of blackout will be become more commercial, or you think that can keep more, you know, niche of people?
Underground,
Yeah,
let's say.
more underground.
No, I think it will become a style like it is Japanese or realism, like geometry. Now in every shop there is a guy doing geometry, as in the past was doing American traditional or Japanese or realism. And the thing with black is that you can fix terrible things, you know, and also I feel like so many drawings or let's say information on a composition, on a tattoo, it makes you not be able to see the anatomy of the body. And then when you remove or you put it black, then your anatomy come back. So there are so many people getting bored of what they already have. So I think it will be developing more and more people doing. The only thing is that, in my opinion, is a very technical style that needs a lot of time to learn, and it's also dangerous because when you put the skin to a limit like this, you need a full pigmentation but not damaging the skin. And I find that very technical. It took me and other friends of mine years to learn. But from the people, it's like just put in black. Like, okay, no, any tattooer can do. And at the end, in social media, we don't have that information. We only see perfect black. But in the future, it will be a bit more information. People will do black better. As it happened to me, I totally changed my way of doing since I met the Calcomanu in Toulouse. So, yeah, I think this style will grow and grow.
And do you think that many people try to do it in the wrong way, can make a lot of mistakes that artists that cannot fix? You know, I saw from your picture that customer asking you cover up from old blackout, yeah,
Yes.
with scar and everything.
Yes, the dangerous part of black is that you can do big scars because you are, as I said, you are putting the skin to a limit, and when you go over more, you can damage the skin a lot, and damaged skin it can heal really bad. It really depends on your healing and how damaged is the skin. Also, when every time you go to a doctor with a cut or something or a wound, open wound, they give you antibiotics. So I feel like a very damaged skin after a tattoo, it really needs antibiotics and special care. For me, tattooing is the ability of putting the ink in the skin without breaking the skin. Because every time you push ink in the skin, it stays. But there are different ways of staying. Like it can be a big scar, like a very a very hard line. It will be a black scar instead of injecting clean with a certain stretching, a certain pigment and a certain machine, depending on what you are doing. And yeah, that's the science of tattooing, in my opinion, and that's the part I am more focused on the technical aspect.
And this technical aspect, did you took so much time, like years, to develop
yeah.
it? And do you think it's completely different from other artists doing the same style, or
Yeah,
it's quite?
the thing is, we all think that our way of doing is the best. You know, every single tattooer thinks that he do the way it has to be, and we are kind of close with other people theories. And to me, I love tattoo machines, as I said, and I always was in love to buy new stuff and try new stuff and finding my favorite. So at the end, I tried a lot. I started with coil tattoo machines, but when I decided to focus my entire life in tattooing, because I was doing, at the beginning I was doing also music and production and other stuff, but when I focused 100% my life in tattooing, I spent a lot of money in trying everything. Now, oh, Cheyenne released a new machine, or FK8, and so I bought every single one, cartridge, regular needles and whatever. And after all, I went back to coils because I fucking love it. And now I am very close-minded with tattoo machines, because I feel like the way coil tattoo machines treat the skin, the contrast and the durability of tattoos with coil tattoo machines are special. I always compare with analog music, like it cannot be compared to listen an MP3 than a vinyl, as is not comparable to do a tattoo with a direct drive rotary machine that is super comfortable. You don't have to tune, and you don't really need a knowledge for using that, but cannot be compared with electromagnetic tattoo machine.
This, aspect that people love rotary and people love coin machine is like the question every artist try to,
every artist who have tried both will tell you that it's easier to, not easier, but that electromagnetic tattoo machine, a coil tattoo machine performs better. Everyone will say. The thing is, most of the rotary tattoo machines or the newer machines are more comfortable in many ways. You don't need to tune. It's light. You just put cartridge. You forget about many things, which is fine for many people. I understand if I am doing tattoos like this, or gray was black and gray, or stuff like that, it's okay. But for my style of work, I really like solid lines, and I like solid black, and it's more a traditional way of tattooing, more like tribal. And for tribal, it's like, in my opinion, it's like riding a bike or a Ferrari, And in my case, I really enjoy to be in the control of what I have in my hand. If I am gonna do some fast line work, I need a fast machine. If I'm gonna do a very precise geometry, I need a slower machine. And to have that power on my hand to set up the machine exactly how I like it is amazing.
I think that not so much artists in the world, so
it
many artists.
it really needs a lot of time. It took me a lot of time. Like I remember, Joaco was my master since I started. He told me a lot of stuff about tattoo machines, and I understand that shit. It took me a lot of time after to learn the basics of coil tattoo machines, and then after that I went to the Calcomano. I learned his technique, and I did a mix and what worked for me. Yeah. But yeah, I understand not many people will would spend that time in the mechanical aspect, and also I really understand that the coil tattoo machines are heavy as fuck. And is very physical, so you have to be strong. Many people I know tell me that they have problems with the hand. Yeah, many tattooers that are tattooing for 20 years, most of them, it's like playing the piano or music, you know.
And do you think that it's not possible in the future to try to find a solution about how heavy is the machine, or having an heavy machine helps you to do something during the tattooing?
Yeah, there were so many machine builders that tried different materials for making the machine lighter. Like FK Irons, for example, have an aluminium frame, but at the end, the vibration is different. In my case, I prefer more weight and less vibration than a lighter machine that vibrates more.
Okay.
So at the end, yeah, tattoo machines have been developed to make them lighter. But people like me, I like a solid big machine. I use a machine that is 300 grams, you know, it's very big, but at the end, it's so comfortable for me. I know, and over time, after 3 or 4 hours, it hurts a bit, or it's a bit tiring, but yeah, it's more powerful, and yeah, at the end, it's more comfortable for me.
I think that the people or tattoo artists know how to build machine, how to fix the machine, and
In the past, yes, in the past was the only way, you know?
yeah,
You could either buy your tattoo machine, build your tattoo machines, or buy from another artist, or buy a Chinese one, but it was not as easy as today. Now there are thousands of copies, Chinese copies of tattoo machines that actually performs amazing, you know. Like
Yes.
I have tried a Chinese Dragonfly for $10 and it works fucking great, you know. Like now it's easier to do a tattoo and get all the stuff. There is a lot more information, and will be thanks to people like you. And yeah.
And what do you think about the new generation of tattoo artists? Because, you know, like you, when you started, you were more focused on ethics behind the tattoo, you know, try to
Because
to
I
learn.
had a very traditional apprenticeship. My first years was cleaning the shop, cleaning the tattooer's tubes, and that will never be the same. That will never be the same, and that has good things and bad things, as everything. But at the end, tattooing is an art that depending on how you see it, but it's something that in the past we were only a few, and in the future they will be thousands, like music, like movies. So with that much quantity, the individual artwork loses its value, kind of. So now it's really difficult to reach people or reach viewers, or at the end reach customers, because there are a lot of artists and there are a lot of options. But the percent of the people who gets tattooed is kind of still the same. It's kind of, yeah, it's still the people who can wear tattoos in their jobs, and it's a percent of people, let's say 40-30% of the people. But the number of tattoo artists and the number of of styles is growing and growing and growing. And I feel in the future it will be very difficult to make a business from it. Only a few, like in the music industry, kind of.
And in the music industry is like so close to the tattoo world, but you know, in music and the musician, it's more, you know, rich rock star, like
Only
when
a
they
few,
grow,
brother.
yeah, or only a
From
few.
100 musicians, 4 are rich and the rest are poor. Tattooers will be the same.
You think?
Yeah, yeah, but at the end, not many people will stop tattooing, because just doing a couple or 3 tattoos, you can live and
Yes.
you can do some money. So I saw so many people that are not successful in tattooing but still tattoo from their entire life. So the number of tattooers will grow and grow. The number of publications or image of tattoos in the internet will grow. Now, for example, me, I'm trying to learn photography, and in comparing tattooing with the photography world, it's now impossible to how to say, to get to the entire world with one image, because one image is like one drop in the entire ocean, you know. And tattoos is kind of starting being like this. When I did my first mandalas and dot work pieces, people was like, wow, I never saw that. Now everyone saw very detailed geometrical sleeve. So yeah, at the end, the quantity, the amount of tattoos in social media and everything is starting happening with black. Like you see models with black, people with black, a lot of people with black, you know, on social media. So yeah, it's really difficult to make one that, because there are a lot.
You know that you say that one tattoo is not enough to become famous or
No,
know
yeah, I
in the tattoo
understand.
world.
I understand.
And if you do one good tattoos, a lot of artists around the world start copying you, and maybe do more than one in that style, and then no one remember that you are the one that you started that style. You know.
For example, I had people as a reference, like Rux, for example. She was a big reference to me. But at some points, I always try to have a reference and make it better. Not, I would feel really bad if my copy is not at the level of the original. But now I really try to find my reference outside Instagram, outside tattooing. Because at some point, if you are looking if you are looking Instagram all day, in your subconscious it stays, and then you can do something that already exists and is in your head. So yeah, I try to not look at tattoos at all. Not at all, but not frequently. People spend so much time in social media. Yeah,
me
in
too.
general.
Me too.
Me, not a lot this time. For me now is a one-way communication. I post what I do. I try to support my locals. I was always very supporting with people, and especially with people starting or people who need to know something specific about the technical aspect. But yeah, not get yourself poisoned, because at the end there is a lot of frustration as well. I don't know. I'm trying to make myself a bit away of it, focusing more in creating and less in receiving information.
I think that this point is what I try to explain better to the artist, you know, because communication on social media has to be one way, because if you know what you want for your art, you know, what
Yeah.
you want for your tattooing, you have to do something that is you. So
Of course, and we get influenced a lot by the response of the public, you know, and at the end everything becomes the same. You cannot compare the reach a sexual picture has than a tattoo or an artwork. So at the end, everyone becomes that fantastic plastic life that everyone wants but nobody has. Even the people who show a perfect life, their life is a shit. I know them. So at the end, yeah, we get a lot, we get very influenced from, and it happened to me in the past. Now I'm trying to post what I really like instead of what the public like, because the public see the celebrities' life and the football, so I cannot make my art based on their opinion, you know.
but I think also artists that try to grow are try to reach more from artists than, you know, like private life. Okay, they try to focus on specific idea that you are trying to explain with your works, okay, and try to understand how they can do for themselves in the future, because of course it's good to looking for others, but working on themselves and don't have any influence from other people, it's not easy.
Also, you need a certain level to do this. No, of course, I learned looking to others' work, and of course, you need a certain level to be able to express yourself through tattooing before you are just learning. And now people skip that process, you know, like there are so many people with 3 years of experience, 5 years of experience, and that's not fucking enough, you know. I had a really long and slow apprenticeship until this point. So, yeah, with social media, many people skip that because just with a nice aesthetic, you can reach a lot of people. So,
but I think that is not enough, you know, for
people are not
staying.
stupid. People can see a very nice digital concept and like it. But when is the time to get something like that, they would study a little more who has experience and who hasn't. But something that bothers me a lot is that people lie in the social media. People offer stuff that they cannot do. And back in time, if I offer a back piece, I never did a back piece, it would be very unrespectful. My master would tell me, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know. And now many people are posting very edited pictures or unreal concepts, and then, but everyone has what they deserve. And someone who really wants to get a black bodysuit, that's a big process, and if the person is not stupid, would find the right person to do, would spend a lot of money and a lot of effort, because tattooing is one thing that you cannot just pay. You have to get through it, and that's a discipline that requires a lot of discipline in the process. It's not like getting a stamp, you know. So a person with discipline that is able to get through the process, I think is able to find the right person to do. I believe in you guys.
That is a good point, because the new generation is growing fast, okay, on social media and everything, but they are like microwave generation, you know. They want everything fast. They try to do
They
everything.
want to be cool on social media. They don't love tattooing, and that makes the difference. You know, that's everything. People grow now trying to find their place in the social media. I will be a tattooer. I will be a model. I will be anything to be cool. But I feel a lot of people are not in the industry um, for their love of art or of tattooing, just to be cool. But it happens in every art discipline like music or anything else.
I don't think so that can, you know, smash the market or smash the board. It's just something that it's normal and we need to.
I'm not worried about that because I feel I'm very creative and I'm always looking for something else. But I have seen a big change in the industry since I started.
Tell me more about music part of your life. You know, me too. I was in the music world before tattooing, and I'm so curious about it.
Yeah, I used to play metal in a few bands in the past for a long time. Yeah, I was very passionate about music, but I was not very creative in music, and so I was more in charge of the mixing and mastering and recording, the production. Yeah, when I started tattooing, I spent a lot of money in building my studio for recording, and I wanted to be a producer, but at the same time, I wanted to do something very, very powerful in my life, and I thought that drawing and making pictures and at the end tattooing would be more to me, and I decided to focus just in one thing to do something important. So I decided to stop making music after my so many years building my studio and everything. At that point, I was with a girl who used to play music, and she ended up with my studio. She's still using, so I'm happy that my all my stuff is being used. I really enjoyed. At some point, I was traveling, playing music in the weekends and tattooing during the week.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really tiring, and I thought I couldn't do both good. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's something that you need to focus on 100% the music because it's
Everything. Like now, I'm spending my free time doing photography and building a photography portfolio, and I realized, man, that it needs 8 hours a day of your time, because it's as I do, it's a long process, but every time you do something creative like a song or like a painting or whatever, you need to give your 100%. When I tattoo someone that is new in art, any type, like is learning art, they used to like everything. Oh, I like this, I like that. They like every style of music. They like every. But if you ask to a professional one, they will hate everything. Yeah, every time you do something artistic, and you want to, you should put your 100%, because otherwise it will end nowhere, in my opinion. So yeah, I decided to stop making music and give my 100% to tattooing. And after in life, I started to put away more things than music. Like we develop a lot of time to things that take us from our passion. And yeah, and in the past I loved to make myself in this artistic bubble and stay away from the real world, probably to hide myself. But at some point that made me focus and give my 100% in something, and I'm happy I did, you know.
No.
Also the society, the family, my family all the time said like, you want to be a tattooer? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is to be a tattooer? They do money with that? And my grandma is still like, are you doing tattoos? Do you travel to tattoo people? What the fuck, man? I don't believe you. So, yeah, we are all very influenced by our families, by the society, by the teacher or the priest. But as more you believe in yourself and you make your living as you want, you can make something special. And yeah, I was saying I always recommend to new artists or people new in any artistic industry to focus, to find what they like and do it a lot, you know, because otherwise you don't focus in anything. People don't take the risk to develop their entire power or creativity in something and put away the rest. But I think the life is long and you can do things later. For example, now I am very focused in film photography. I do the entire process, the developing, the scanning, the everything, and I cannot imagine myself painting in the mornings, you know? Because I'm giving my energy to my work, that is tattooing, and then expressing myself through photography. Because as I said, the tattooing for me now is a bit more technical, a bit more, let's say,
it's more express than what you did, all your study.
There is a word that comes to me, more artisan.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Not that artistic, more artisan.
Okay.
You know? And I am more focused in the mechanical part, in building machines, explaining people how to build machines more than creating drawings, because there are thousands of people creating drawings. I'm putting more energy than me, like my friend Muchacho Navaja. He's doing fucking amazing concepts and he's putting his energy in this. I am putting mine in the mechanical aspect, in introducing people how I see tattooing, how I see the technical part of tattooing, and how I see the creative part of tattooing, as I said, the playing with the anatomy and everything, and expressing myself through photography. But yeah, it's really important to focus, man. Not trying to
lose too much your attention to anything.
Yeah, because every single thing, even if it's the smallest, requires a lot of energy, you know. And also to find your place in tattooing is easier if you do the same thing 100 times, it becomes your style, than if you pick your favorite tattoos from every artist and make your portfolio, you know. It's better to do something that you do, even if it's a little star, and you repeat that little star then the little star is your style. But
Mhm.
if you pick every tattoo you like, that is very common nowadays, then you also see very new tattooers that have my mindset or the mindset I said, and start creating a very nice portfolio, all the drawings the same, all the tattoos the same, and I always support that people. I share on my profile because I really like everything I share on the profile, on my profile, is things I really like. You know,
Mhm.
I don't suck balls because no, not because I want my word to be trusted. You
Mhm.
know, what I show is because I like, and that's all. There are thousands of people who just pick designs from
Mhm.
others, but also I'm finding really nice new artists.
Mhm.
You know, people who come from other art disciplines. I was talking with a friend the other day, and saying that for me, after making my place in tattooing, is easier for me to make my place in photography as someone who has experience in another art discipline. Like the other day I was with a friend who was a digital designer.
Okay.
Muchacho also was digital designer before, and having knowledge about this
Digital. Okay.
makes your tattoo career easier for sure.
Mhm.
It's like, do you need to draw to be a tattooer? Of fucking course, man. how not, brother? It's different, of course, but I also think that to make a nice photograph, you need to know how to compose. So at the end, is kind of the same. It happens that the people who have the ability of compose and everything are able to paint, to photograph, to make haircuts and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. You know what?
But also it's a matter of discipline and hard work.
Yeah. When you focus yourself in something that is music, photography, tattoo, design, drawing, painting, if you focus all your mentality in that, you will learn a lot of things. That if you change, you can bring that stuff and put in a new things.
Of course.
That's help a lot.
Yeah, talent make it easier, but hard work is what make it happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And of course, also mixing combination of skills, different skills, completely different. Because you know, when you was working in music, or now doing the developing on your filming skills,
Mm-hmm.
helps you to communicate more what you are in the tattoo industry at the moment, because you know different type of communication and you understand also different type of thinking, because every
course.
different art have different thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Of course. Also, I feel tattooing is a very close way of communication, you know, through art. Because when you do a song or a painting, you are absolutely free, you know. Okay, of course, you cannot go out of the frame, but you can paint literally what you want. In the tattoo, yeah, you need to understand what the people want, what the people like, and make it happen. So it's very different. That's the reason, basically, what I decided to focus a bit more in the mechanical aspect that I feel is dying over time because people prefer the easy and then the heavy iron. But yeah, I feel the photography is really nice, and the combination of everything will, yeah. I feel people really enjoy how I show things, the aesthetic I use on everything. And also, what made me start learning photography is I saw a lot of digital concepts on pictures that, of course, have an authority, a copyright, you know. So if you do a digital concept on a picture that is not yours is not your artwork.
Yep.
It's a mix of your artwork, the photographer, the model, the stylist, the hairdresser, makeup artist, and so many people. So at the end, it's not your artwork. You cannot commercialize that. So yeah, I was putting a lot of energy in digital concepts. Now I'm not doing it anymore, but that made me make a big session with a lot of models to make an artwork, make digital concept as an artwork, because I feel that is really beautiful to have in a shop or something framed, a nice
Beautiful.
picture of a nice bodysuit, even if it's digital. But yeah, people just take the hottest model in the Instagram
And try
and make
to-
a nice post, and that's really nice for the Instagram. But yeah, I wanted to make the next step, making my own photographs, and I did. But then when COVID started and everyone started doing, be careful with it. Everyone started doing the digital concepts. I kind of lost a bit my interest in that,
Mhm.
because yeah, I don't know, I don't find it something special anymore, and I have the ability of
Find something different.
find something different all the time. So what makes me my motivation is that is to have something special in my hands, you know.
I think that the way you think the tattoo, the way of thinking you, digital design, photography, and everything, is change in the moment that people start copy or take inspiration. It's a good thing because you are keeping growing, keeping changing.
I would be pissed if the person who do the copy do an amazing copy.
Of course.
I would be pissed, but until that point,
No, it's
okay.
part of life.
yeah.
But also
I
the
don't
things
know,
you
because
did.
I also get bored
Mhm.
of doing every time the same. So now I'm always creating something different, and it's a lost battle. You know, you cannot post something in the social media and expect people respect that, because there are thousands of people in the other side of the world that will say, "Fuck you, man! I want money." And the customers, when you post a tattoo, the next day, many people in the world go to a tattoo shop with the picture and say they want something like this. And the tattooer can be creative person who make his own version, that are a lot,
Mhm.
but most do just the same
Mhm.
and try to do the same. But I don't mind. I don't mind. For me, it's like having a fake Gucci t-shirt, you know.
Yes.
You know,
It's
and
true.
probably it will look like this in the future when there will be thousands of tattooers and just 4 in the top.
Iconic.
I feel very unrespectful for the clients, for the entire industry, to offer something that you are not able to realize. To make it real. Yeah, now some people are realizing this. You cannot offer a bodysuit if you never did a bodysuit, and yeah, for many people, tattooing black, as I said before, is very easy, but is completely a different game to tattoo black on an arm than on the ribs, and people are offering, so many people offering digital concepts with very extremely difficult parts to tattoo, and that's cheating. That's very unrespectful for the clients, because the clients have not certain information, and we must explain what we are doing. Same way, if you are getting teeth, you need the doctor to explain the process and to perfectly know what is doing, because your health is in risk. Tattooing the same. A big infection on a damaged blackout, you go to the hospital for a few weeks. You know, I had clients who wrote me from the hospital, not my clients, but every time someone has a terrible healing from other artists, write me, bro, what the fuck I should do, you know? And yeah, that's dangerous, man. And I see many people offering extremely difficult parts to tattoo to people. And if someone comes in the shop to say, yeah, do my collarbone black, they will say, oh, of course, it's 300. But man, that's not good. From my point of view and from the apprenticeship I got, that's cheating, man. And we must make the industry better and more honest, because the customers deserve that. I am who I am thanks to the people who come here and get tattooed, and I have an extreme respect for the people who comes and travel to get tattooed by me. I take care of them, you know, because they deserve that. Experimenting, I experiment with my friends, with me, but I don't experiment with people. And doing a neck for the first time, or doing 13 parts for the first time, is experimenting, is learning, and you cannot do that. Not
with your customer.
Not from my point of view, you know, and that's what happened with Digital Concept. I feel honest showing a digital design because I am able to make it real, but I don't support people who do that because that's cheating. Yeah, and that's dangerous. People don't really know how dangerous it can be. I had a customer recently, I fixed a leg. He was 2 weeks in the hospital and he was a professional sporter.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, because he had 2 days blackout here, 1 month without being able to step up. That's crazy, man.
You can lose your job, you can lose your professional sport.
Yeah, man. But is your health in risk? Would you go get some lips or teeth on the cheapest place with no license, with nothing, with no knowledge? Or you would go, I don't fucking care about license, but I would go to a professional one, someone with experience. And tattooing, as every discipline, but especially tattooing, that there are a lot of things, you need a lot of time to find your tools, your way of doing, how it works on certain areas and how it ages, you know. It's really important to see your old tattoos and see how they age and what to change, you know. Yeah, that's basically it.
I think that this part is something that belong to ethics of tattooing, and that a lot of people around the world try to be a tattoo artist, how they feel or how they think, but they are not doing it. Because, you know, if you don't think that customer is important, most important than you are not doing this for passion, you are doing for yourself.
People now would experiment first on the customer than on themselves. I try every time lining on myself or different black with Muchacho Navaja. We do a lot of tries and a lot of searching, you know, and experiment and do that on customer is not ethic, of course. Yeah. But now we live in the society of everything is disposable, everything can be fixed, and nothing is forever. So people don't get tattooed thinking they will have that tattoo forever, you know. Um, Also, people think that black is like the last option. You fucked it up and then you go black. But what people don't know is that it's the first option for anyone, for many people. Like me, I had really nice done sleeves, one by Joaco and one by Logan. They were amazing. They were my masters back in time, and I learned a lot from them. But for me, black is the most aesthetic, you know.
No, I know.
And yeah, I feel that I accepted this project, and even if I don't like to show on camera, because I feel there is not right information in the internet, and it's our must to explain certain things to the people, to the young tattooers, and to the public.
And it's important for customer as well.
Of course, of course. If they do the search, they should have the information. They should be able to see who to trust and who to not. Because now 60% of my work is fixing black done from others. And I teach people how to do black, not for the money or not for them, but for the customers, because they really deserve. If they decide to go black, they deserve a fucking nice black. They don't deserve an extremely bad experience. So I have enough work. I don't mind people doing perfect black. I would love to for the customers. If someone end up doing better than me, than us, then he deserve or she deserve, you know? I want less tattooers, but more high quality tattooers. We need more high quality tattooers, not more quantity, you know?
And the thing is that there is no so much information on social media.
Now there is a lot, but
But-
not high quality. You know, people who sit in front of the camera to explain their vision, they have no idea about tattoos, you know, like they have shit stuff on them and they are telling people how it works. But of course you don't have the old tribal guys explaining the world how it works. I wish, man, I would see the first, you know. But also people have the ego. Don't let them ask and learn, you know. I always thought if Rox was in my town, I would ring her door back in time every day, you know. And I really don't understand why someone is trying to learn black and don't travel, don't get tattooed first of all to learn.
To understand.
Because the first day I saw a black sleeve done by the Calcomanu, I write him right after, man, I want an appointment. I want to see that. One sleeve in 4 hours, what the fuck? Do it, and then do it. And yeah, I'm like that, you know, I'm like a shark, you know? And I love to learn. And I really don't understand why people push themselves limit to learn, because it's easy.
It's the base to grow your career and
I
help
hope
everything.
in the future people like you do high quality content. At least less commercial and more honest, you know? Yeah, will be nice, man.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that this kind of good communication, quality contents and everything that can help new generation to know what they have to do and what they don't have to do.
Yeah.
More what they don't have to do.
Yeah, I would really interview old tattooers, man, because young tattooers, have not the same ethic. Someone who has started with the internet world has no ethic. I remember when I started in my first shop, I was the apprentice. So if a walk-in came in the shop and wanted any different placement on the body, the apprentice would never do. The manager would put that tattoo on someone with experience schedule, because the customer deserved and the reputation of the shop was
Important.
Was important. And now people don't give a shit about that, and it's only the Instagram. And people who are interviewed in social media and platforms are famous people, are not old masters. I don't consider myself an old master, but I also understand that old people, like for example Curly from England, Shell the Head, people like this who I fucking admire would never do this, and it's the people we should learn from, I feel like young tattooers don't even know who is Philip Liu, or people like this, but those are who have the knowledge, and I always try to travel and to listen to that people, not to listen to the one who has many followers, that can be super nice person but has no the knowledge of tattooing. I would really like to preserve the old way of tattooing, even with social media, but as I said, I like analog photography, analog music, and coil tattoo machines. So I would like to focus my career on preserve his way of tattooing.
Do you think pioneers have to be more visible and known from the new generation to help the new generation to don't do the same mistake they did or the world of tattooing did in the past?
Yeah, I think they get nothing from that. That's why they don't do. As I was telling you, I think that most of the interviews in social media and most of the content is made by tattooers or interviews to tattooers that are new in the industry, and the real knowledge is owned by the old guys, but they are not willing to do a lot of show themselves a lot in the social media or accept to be more visible and to do more interviews and stuff like that. So yeah, but at the same time they are the ones who have the right ethic and not the right ethic, because some of them are totally against social media, and of course there is a good side of it, but yeah, most of the tradi daddies, how we say, are against social media, against how fake the social media makes tattooing. Like I said, you can offer everything. You can have a really nice aesthetic and commercial image without being a really good tattooer, you know. And at the end, the success in social media is more about a really nice aesthetic and a more young mindset than real good quality tattooing. That's why most of so many old good tattooers have shit pictures or not a very well high quality commercial looking, you know.
But do you think that this can not help all the tattoo world to understand what is important and what is not? Because a lot of pioneers are out of the tattoo world in the moment, okay? Because of the social media, a lot of younger generation artists are visible all day, every day, showing something that is not true, okay? And in the other part is...
Or showing something that is not tattooing, like lifestyle or hot
But
mirror pictures.
people maybe love it because
course.
they don't care about all the right things.
But at the end, it's like a perfume advice that people see extremely hot person and they want to be like that. People see some tattooers live and they want to be like them, you know. But that's not tattooing, that's marketing, you know. And at the end, what happens is that celebrities have influence and real tattooers or old tattooers with experience are not showed. You know?
I would like to help more artists, you know, pioneers to show more what they did, show more what they are, you know.
Yeah, probably if you end up interviewing a few old guys and others see that the content is not just for making money or for making views and just for educating, probably many of them would be down for that.
Do you think that this idea that they have, that is not important social media, is not important to communicate with social media?
I don't
care.
think they think it's not important.
Okay.
I think they see how the success is not fair. Because at the end, the success in social media requires a lot of time for that, and we are more focused in creating good tattoos, you know, and that requires a lot of energy. When I stop tattooing during a tattoo session, I'm not in the iPhone, you know, because I am full focused in the tattoo. And of course, I'm younger and I grew up with internet and I kind of know how to perform in social media because I learned from the music when I had band and everything. But it's a different game, you know. A good artist don't have to know how to do that, you know. But at the same time, is something extremely important right now. So, but you know, old people like Gile Tattooer or people like that, they have enough work to don't care about social media, and that's why some YouTubers are seen by the entire world, and people like him or any other master. I never saw him talking, you know.
Yeah, me too. I don't know all the generation in the past, you know, like Philip Liu and all artists like him create what we have now, okay? They are the pioneers of everything, but me too, I'm new generation marketing advisor, how you can call me. I don't know, because there is nothing where you can understand if not traveling, okay? I'm traveling a lot, I'm trying to talk with artists, but it's hard for me also to understand which
Yeah.
one is the pioneer, which one is the master, which one is not,
Yeah.
which one is just trying to be.
Yeah, because even the artists don't really know who is, or the new generation of artists. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, but you can culturize yourself, knowing people, and you will get to very interesting people. Yeah.
But I want to.
For sure. It will be difficult because now people see that there is not a lot of information about tattooing, so it's a nice niche for YouTubers. I have seen some YouTubers grow from zero to a lot, just because the niche of tattooing in YouTube, for example, is not very big at this moment. So it will be, and I hope it will be nice quality content, but at the same time I understand that what people like to see is not technical aspect of tattooing, is just party, sex, intimate life, and I realized that the people who success are the people who share intimate life, or so
Let's see.
let's
Also, I saw many interviews on YouTube. The most viewed is not with the most famous artists, like in the tattoo world. Pioneers usually have not enough views as they deserve. Because people don't know who they are, maybe, or people don't know why they have to listen them, because they are more behind the social.
Yeah, of course. You can culturize the tattooers, but the general public will consume only certain things. And the things the general public consume are not intellectual, are just entertainment, And for example, there is a big difference between abstract style in any art form, not just in tattooing. The abstract art is made for a certain niche of people, and the most commercial styles like realism are for the entire world. So it's natural that a video of a realism artist has more view than a video of me. It's totally understandable. But yeah, looking at that, the masters interviews will not reach the same people than the hottest tattooer or the coolest celebrity tattooer. That's what makes the most impact. Once you tattoo a celebrity, then you became extremely famous. But everything has two sides of the coin, because I was offered once to show in a TV show, and I said no, because at the end, okay, I will be famous, but it will not be quality followers. I don't want my followers to follow me because I am cool or because I tattoo football players. I like people to follow me for my work, and it's the only thing I post, just my work.
I completely understand your point of view about views and everything, and I think that keep a niche where you are speaking for just a few people is important, because every single style have different niche with different people and different people who want to know about it.
Man, we are completely different types of people, and our customers are completely different. Like you can perfectly choose your customer style according who you are, and like when I was doing geometric style, certain type of people came. When you do American traditional, younger people come. Um, Now I tattoo rave people and drug addicts. But you know what I mean, no? Every single style, probably if you do realism, you tattoo gym guys, or you know what I mean. So every style have different public, and every artist, we're very different. Like tribal artists don't play video games, you know. Realism artists go with the girlfriend and play video games.
But you know what? I'm working with many artists around the world, and I can feel the difference between each other. You know, because also, if you decide which style would you like to do in your life, and you love it, you don't do just because it's money, and you love it. You try to be better.
Of
You
course,
find
that's
people.
a nice point, because, for example, I would never understand a tattooer without tattoos. Because if you don't love it for yourself, how can you do on other people, you know? So of course you must do something that you love. And yeah. But now the tattoo styles have distort a lot, because now yeah, I see Pokemon tattoos or the Joker portrait, and I find that extremely ridiculous, you know, because that's not a tattoo. Tattooing is an art itself. There are so many style of tattooing made for the skin and made for the body, like traditional tribal, like traditional Japanese. But the Joker is a movie, bro. It's not something for the body, you know. People try to find the best meaning. Of course, we all find ourselves in the Joker, but bro, what the fuck? Put a poster on your bedroom, you know. Yeah, the body is your temple, man. Would you put the Joker on your car? On the door of your new car? Fuck, man. You destroy the car.
And you know what? Me too. When I was starting tattooing myself when I was 15, I started tattooing myself with whatever I found. You know, depends how much money I have. I can decide which style I want to do, because I love tattooing. Okay. And now, after years of tattooing, passion, working behind artists, working with artists, we see a lot of artists. I decide to change completely my life, okay? And so that's why I would like to do a bodysuit.
Man, our minds change over time. A master, my master, Joaco, back in time said to me, because I was getting a lot of tattoos when I was younger, good quality, always good quality tattoos. I paid a lot, but he told me, everything you get before you're 25 you will regret. And he was fucking right, man, because you know, I loved everything. As I said before, I loved new school, Japanese, I loved lettering, I loved everything. So what I ended up with is a salad of things, a mix of things, you know?
Yes.
Even if it's a high quality tattoos, then when you are an adult, you find what you really like, you find who you really are, then you can get something forever, you know, until you die without regretting. But before that, man, I had 4,000 sleeve, amazingly done, but it was not me. It was something I liked when I was 20, but it didn't represent me, you know? So, yeah, tattooing, getting tattoo cheap, getting tattoo junk, getting tattoo without an adult mentality, without being an adult, is a mistake.
And we pay this mistake.
All of us. In the same hand, nobody with no tattoos decides to get a bodysuit. Because if you decide to get a bodysuit, it's because you love tattooing, and if you love tattooing, you had tattoos in the past, you know. It's like an unicorn to find someone with no tattoos who say full,
Yes.
you know. So yeah, everything is difficult. Every tattoo I see on the street, or 99% of the tattoos I see on the street, are garbage. Yeah, because for getting a nice tattoo you need a few things, a combination of a few things: money, being able to suffer a lot, and also compromise your entire life. Because if you do things with fear, if you do things thinking of the money or what your mom will say, will be an absolute shit. 100%. And the only people who are able to do are well-positioned people who say, okay, I'm gonna spend the same money that I would spend on a motorbike on my body, on a lifetime bodysuit, you know. And people don't find their body that important, seems like. They are willing to do weird stuff, but everyone regrets, every single one. My mom was right.
But I'm thinking about that and trying to explain that to the young generation, because you know, like trapper music or new generation music is like tattooing in their face, tattooing their
eyes. Yeah, there is something about the newer generations that blows a bit my mind. When I was younger, I really listened to the old people and understand that old people have more experience and more knowledge than me. Now, for example, that I am new in the photography world, I would never give an advice to someone who has spent 5 fucking years or 10 years in the industry, you know. I'm just the new, with respect and willing to learn as much as possible. But younger generations in general think they know everything, and older people have nothing to tell them or to say, you know. So there is nothing to do with that. Teaching to someone that don't want to
understand,
listen or to learn is, you know.
I would like to see what happened in 10 years.
Yeah. I have a very pessimistic point of view about the future in general, but I always find myself looking for something different, something new, or trying to get motivated with something.
It's something that it was different from us, because when we started tattooing ourselves, you started before than me maybe, we have a good generation of mentality and ethics behind the tattoo, and the new generation have completely different mentality. Because the tattoo artist you see on social media is more young than you think, and their thinking are not stable. They change mind every years. They change what they think on tattoos. They do tattoos on face of young guys because they asking, and this is just a small things, you know, but it's all the generation that change.
Yeah, but as I
change
said,
mind.
it's like the disposable generation. They get face tattoos because they know they can remove or whatever. But life is, you know, you can do whatever with money. So it's like that. Of course, the music scene, the new music scene, has damaged a lot because back in time when I worked in a shop, if a little kid came to get a face tattoo, we said like, "What the fuck, brother? I will tell your mom." And now they put Snoopy and cocaine gram and yeah, but they know they can black out or laser or whatever, so they don't see tattoos as we saw in the past, like, oh, this will be forever. Will I regret? Nah. I will black out, I will laser, whatever, you know.
So, with this beautiful and pessimistic future, we are working with your online tattoo seminar, and we
Pessimist
On this point.
view in the industry,
Mm.
because for me, I feel really comfortable with my creativity, and almost every year I change my aesthetic or my way of doing things. So I'm really happy at this moment.
that's
Sorry for.
no, that's what you have to feel.
Hmm?
That's what you have to feel when you do your job, you know, your art.
Must
everything.
be very frustrating to need someone else to create for you. The people who are just able to create copying or seeing my work or others must be very frustrating. So what they do is trying to push me down or others down instead of spending time on themselves. And it's what I do. I don't spend time hating or trying to push others down. I don't give a shit. I give a shit about me. So everyone is different.
That is the right way to think your life.
But I understand it must be really frustrating to not be able to create your own thing. It's easy for me, but I understand it's not easy for everyone.
It's not easy if you think that it's not easy, because if you decide to do something, okay, and you want to do it,
Yeah, but
and
people
you spend years of that.
people have a lot in mind, and they are not willing to develop the entire life in something like I do. I spend 24 hours thinking in the same subject, but if you have other things like a couple, a dog, an OnlyFans, play with a band, or whatever things, you cannot have the same results that someone who spent his 100%, you know. At the same time, we are living in a world that people think they deserve more than what they deserve, because there are new ideologies that tell people that they deserve things even if they don't work for them, you know. So yeah, that's a big point, a big topic.
Let's talk about seminar. What do you think about seminar, online tattoo seminar? What you did in your fast? Everything you think about it?
I did a few already. I started doing some seminars in Madrid, more focused about the dot work and machines, and yeah, technical aspects of tattooing. Then I did one in Moscow, and yeah, now in the past years I'm doing more private seminars, 1 people to 5 people, and it's actually better. Now it's more focused on blackout, and for me, it's like doing a race. The most important part is building the car and making the car very powerful. So the first part of my seminars is more focused uh, on building the machine, coil machine basics, and understanding what's going on or the difference between one machine or another, and also selections of the right tube, the right needle, the right pigment. The pigment is a big subject because everyone is looking for the darkest black, but I feel there is one specific black for everything, for lining, for shading, and for packing. The same with machines. So the first part of the seminar is more theory about coil basics. Then we build one machine. We don't build, we assemble, because I use traditional Mickey Sharp, but I tune my way. It is based on the Calcomanu setting, but I use less voltage. And yeah, we build the machine, assemble the machine, tune it. I ask the people to bring a machine they can buy online, really cheap, an old one. Every Mickey Sharp works. We tune it and then we make the tattoo with the machine. The person can bring the customer, so we do it together, or I can tattoo the person because most of the people come from outside. Not many people come from Madrid actually, and yeah, I think everyone goes very happy because I give a lot of tips, and also understanding the tools is the most important in my opinion. And then yeah,
And did you add seminar from masters like you told the Calcomano?
At the beginning, I did a lot with my master about tattoo machines, but as I said, I understood nothing. It's really difficult for someone who sits in front of a tattoo machine. Once you understand it, it's really simple. But it took me a lot to understand, yeah, for sure. And then I did a few more about tattoo machines, and once I understand the basics of coil tattoo machines, then I went to Manu. He showed me his way of working, and I took some things from his technique and applied to mine. So I made my technique a bit more academic because he uses higher voltage and a lot of speed, and I am more between the academical way of tuning and the Calcomano's new technique, you know.
Yeah, I think that master can help a lot to grow. Also doing in real life seminar.
It's a life changer, man. The first time I met Manu, I started tattooing completely different, and the machines we build or we tune make your work faster and more comfortable, and the right tool makes your work more enjoyable. So many people after with my machine are like, wow, the lines are amazing, or you know. So finding, yeah, having seminars is really, really important, I feel. And I think it's really accessible, you know. You can write me or any artist and ask for it. It will be a life changer, of course. Also, these little versions we are doing online are very helpful, for sure.
Do you think that online tattoo seminar can help for a part of growing of each artist? And what do you think can help more with online tattoo seminar? If they do have to do just a few, they have to do everyone and try to reach something from each one. What do you think about
It really depends how tattooers do it. I focus my seminars in tattoo technique, and I feel that is very helpful for a lot of styles. But for example, if I go to a seminar of someone explaining me how to mix colors, I will not learn. So yeah, I would find the best artist in your style and try to visit, get tattooed by him. Very important. And yeah, of course you can consume online. But in my opinion, the best is to know the person, and the best way to know the person is get tattooed by him. Also feel yourself. I have a lot of experience of how to heal a tattoo, so I can recommend everyone how to do because I know in first person.
We are developing your online tattoo seminar. So, do you think that can help a part of tattoo artist, or all the tattoo artists can reach something from this seminar?
Yeah, I feel in this case pretty much all tattoo artists because I'm talking about things that can be applied to every style. I will not be focused in that work or lining that much, but yeah, how to pack black or any type of color. I see the people treating the skin very heavily, very aggressive, you know, and yeah, it can be applied to pretty much everyone.
We are in the end of this podcast. We hope that you like it and you can reach something that can help you and can help your grow. Do you want to say something to the people?
Get tattooed, motherfuckers, is the best way to learn.
See you next time.